In this episode, we dive into the intriguing world of Glock myths. Are they truly made of space-age plastic? Can they pass undetected through metal detectors? And are they as weak as we've seen them in many games? Join us as we separate fact from fiction, putting these myths to the ultimate test. So fasten your seatbelt, grab your popcorn, and join us as we delve into the captivating world of Glock myths. It's time to separate truth from tall tales. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to never miss an episode. Let's dive in. Despite its unassuming appearance, Glock has a rather fascinating history. What's even more interesting is that the creator of this legendary pistol had no prior experience with firearms. His name was Gaston Glock. His company was involved in manufacturing various plastic products such as door handles, construction equipment, or maybe even curtain rods. In other words, they exclusively produced goods for peaceful purposes. That all changed when the Austrian Ministry of Defense announced a tender in the 1970s for the creation of a new pistol. Up until then, Austria had been widely using the Walter P38, which had served its purpose during World War II but was in need of a modern successor by the 70s. So a competition was held, attracting giants of the firearm industry like Sig, Steyr, Heckler & Koch, and even Beretta. If a company emerged victorious, they would receive an order of 25,000 units of the pistol. That's when Gaston Glock decided to test his skills in this new field. He gathered the best weapon specialists from across Europe, and they made a groundbreaking decision to build a pistol completely from scratch based on their unique design and the requirements set by the competition. The pistol had to be chambered in 9mm, have a magazine capacity of more than 8 rounds, cater to both left and right-handed users, and be durable and easy to maintain. And thus, the new pistol named Glock 17 was born. It was Gaston's Glock's 17th invention, hence the name. And here's the first myth that practically begs to be debunked. It goes something like this. The Glock is made of plastic, so it must be super lightweight, which means it kicks like crazy. Plus it's so fragile that it could fall apart after a few shots, making it totally unreliable. Well, hold your horses, because that couldn't be further from the truth nowadays. Thanks to incredible advancements in polymer technology, plastic is no longer a wimpy material. The Glock 17, for instance, is crafted from a tough polymer called Polymer 2. This stuff is heat resistant and seriously strong. It won't even melt until you reach a scorching 200 degrees. It's like the superhero of plastics. But that's not all. The steel components of modern Glocks are treated using this fancy schmancy technique called Tenifer. It's like a secret formula that gives the steel a surface hardness of around 69 on the Rockwell scale. To put it in perspective, that's even harder than some technical diamonds. No wonder they keep this method under lock and key. And here's a fun fact. American factories assemble Glocks using parts shipped all the way from Austria. Yep, they're that committed to preserving the secret sauce behind these pistols. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Some folks claim that if you freeze a Glock, it might become more brittle, and the frame could crack if it takes a hard hit. Well, there's a smidge of truth to that. Extreme cold can make the plastic a bit more fragile, but come on, how often are you gonna shoot your gun in the Arctic, right? So let's put those myths to rest. If Glocks were as flimsy as some armchair experts claim, they wouldn't have become a top choice for over 30 countries worldwide. These babies are built to last and pack a punch. Now let's dive into the second myth, which is all about Glocks and the supposed invisibility to metal detectors. But hold your horses, because it's not as simple as that. Sure, Glocks may not ring the alarm bells on the metal detectors, but they're not sneaky ninjas either. You see, their casing gives them a slightly different shape on the detector screen, and well-trained security personnel can spot them with their keen eyes. This whole myth gained traction after the movie Die Hard 2 hit the screens, where Bruce Willis effortlessly smuggles his Glock through security checkpoints like a secret agent. Talk about movie magic. But here's the kicker. Gaston Glock himself, the genius behind these pistols, decided to show the world the truth. He boldly strolled up to security checkpoints, passing his very own Glock with a mischievous smile, all while TV cameras rolled. He proved to those journalists that the whole idea was just a work of fiction. So my friends, rest assured that Glocks aren't magical invisibility wands. They're awesome firearms, but they still leave a trace on the security radar. Let's leave the movie tricks to Hollywood and embrace the real-life awesomeness of these pistols. Let's tackle the third myth, which claims that Glocks can only fire in single-shot or three-shot bursts. This idea seems to have taken root mostly among CS players, but here's the scoop. The majority of Glock models actually have both single-shot and automatic firing modes. Sure, there are models that allow for 3-round bursts, but there's no magical combination of automatic fire and 3-shot bursts. Now here's the fun part. Glock's automatic fire mode can outpace the rate of fire of many submachine guns like the P90 and even leave some assault rifles like the AK or AR-15 in the dust. Yes, you heard that right. This pistol knows how to bring the heat and keep up with the big guns. So if you've been picturing Glocks as limited to pew 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 in bursts of 3, think again. They can unleash a rapid stream of firepower that will leave your opponent wide-eyed and wondering, is that really a pistol? Glock is here to show you that it's not the size of the gun that matters, but how you rock it. Let's tackle the fourth myth, which revolves around the Glock's supposedly low damage in combat situations. Once again, this myth can be traced back to gamers who remember the Glock as the weakest starting weapon in games like Half-Life or Counter-Strike. But here's the truth, that's totally false. The Glock fires the 9x19mm Parabellum cartridge. In fact, the same cartridge is used by the Beretta pistol and the mighty MP5 submachine gun. In all these cases, it's the caliber that determines the damage, not the external appearance of the weapon. But wait, there's more. In many cases, the damage inflicted by this cartridge can be far greater than that of, let's say, an AK. Why? Well, when a bullet is fired from a Glock, it has a high chance of getting lodged in the target's body, causing maximum damage to internal organs. On the other hand, a bullet fired from an AK may just pass through without making the same impact. So don't let appearances fool you. The Glock may have started as the underdog in video games, but in reality, it packs a punch and can leave a lasting impression on your opponents. Remember, it's not about the size of the gun, but how you use it. And now let's debunk the last myth, which claims that Glocks have no safety mechanisms. Funny enough, Glocks actually have not 1, not 2, but 3 safety features. Talk about being safety savvy. The first safety mechanism is right there on the trigger itself. To fire the gun, you need to place your finger on it, give it a gentle squeeze, and voila! The safety lever sinks into the trigger, allowing you to shoot. It's like a secret handshake between you and your Glock. But wait, there's more. Inside the Glock's clever construction, you'll find 2 automatic safety features. The first one prevents accidental firing if, let's say, you drop the pistol and it takes a hard knock. It keeps the firing pin away from the primer, so no spontaneous kabooms. And the second safety mechanism? Picture this. You're in a sticky situation, your heart is racing and oops, you drop your precious Glock. Well, fear not my friend, the second safety feature kicks into action, preventing the gun from firing when it hits the ground. It's like a trusty friend looking out for you. Now you know the whole truth about these common myths surrounding the legendary Glock pistol. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting videos. We've got plenty more gun knowledge to share and debunk those wild tales.